thinking about thinking about my session with my therapist today. We're still like making progress with things, but there's certain things I'm still working on that are still fresh.
Current heart rate 157 beats per minute.
They're still fresh. And it's about relationships that I had to let go of, the family, because the patterns of the reality of who they are not healthy.
144 beats per minute.
And they can't peacefully coexist with my boundaries and me choosing me over them. Not in a selfish way, but in a self-respect way. So many people equate love with, and I'm talking to me when I say this too, okay, because unfortunately I was raised that way too. So many people equate love with self-sacrifice, and it sounds noble. And in the sense of your young children, totally get it. But anyone else, it's actually not necessary. There's difference between compromising and actually taking pieces of yourself and abandoning them in hopes that you can have or maintain a connection with somebody who doesn't actually love you for who you are. And that's what I mean by equating love with self-sacrifice. So it's not noble at all. It's actually self-abandonment. And it's leaving parts of yourself either in the shadows or behind to comfort their wounds, their egos, their limitations that have to only do with them. But because this person has these things around their heart, it's like you slice yourself through the filters to try to reach for the connection. I call it the dangling carrot that you're never going to get. And I'm never going to get. In this case, I'm talking about my mom. I guess we could group my sister in it because they're one person. They're two peas in a pod. She's becoming her. I saw that years ago. But really, I'm talking about my mom. Not really talking about my sister here. And so it's always been this pattern of the dangling carrot since I was a kid. And telling everyone one story, but when the doors close and no one's really around and she's not on the phone with her friends or anything where she has to perform, it's a different story. And it was always like, especially in the last 7, 8, maybe 9 years, she kept fueling this hope, this like false hope that maybe we could. But every time I then go for it, even at my own expense, even at sacrificing parts of myself she's not comfortable with, the dangling carrot moves. It's like the commercial with, I think it was Progressive or Geico or something. Not Geico, but like maybe, I don't know, State Farm, some shit. The old guy who had the fishing rod in the store and he had the dollar on the other end and he's like, oh, you gotta move quicker than that. That's her, and me, I'm chasing the carrot or the dollar or whatever. Trying to chase her connection to be able to finally feel truly seen and heard by her and loved and understood. To finally have a deep connection with her. To have her in my future. To have her benefit off of things, good things going on in my life. Have her involved. Have her at my table. But her patterns consistently put it in a cycle where every time I went after it, and this is not me like putting all the blame on her, I did the chasing too, But like I would chase the dangling carrot, and every time I get too close, she gets uncomfortable and moves the carrot. Whether that is confrontation, manipulation, whether it's belittlement, whether it's flat out disrespect, threats, or when I was younger, it was also physical abuse. It was literally coming in my room and hitting me for no fucking reason. And I mean no reason. So there was a lot of that. And I don't excuse the physical hitting either. I don't care how long it's been going on and generations and this and that. There's literally no reason for it. You can speak to your kids, but that's another video. So yes, come in my room and whatever's going on with her, come in my room and hit me with this like scowl on her face. I will never forget that face that she would walk into my room with. It's like this scowl, and I knew she was going to start hitting me for no reason. It's actually what led me to eventually hitting back because I got tired of it. But anyways, so the dangling carrot, I'm getting too close, and I'm hoping like, oh my God, I'm really going to actually get it now, and then moves it through all these tactics. And then now, in order to try to reconnect to put the carrot back here, I now have to give up more of myself to accept that she's never going to say sorry for that hurtful behavior. To reconnect in an actual healthy way. It's that I have to forego holding her accountable and act like, well, it was just a crazy moment we were having. When it's not. Manipulation is never just a crazy moment. Manipulation, these emotional tactics that she has, very passive aggressive, if not very, what is it like? If not, it's very like, but that happens in private, very direct, very hands-on, abusive. And she unfortunately played it out again, where she didn't get her way. I bought us a Disney trip. And it was, again, the dangling carrot. Here I was chasing again, something that can't or won't ever happen with me and her. I chased the dangling carrot. I bought us a Disney trip, paid for. She didn't have to come out of pocket for anything. Paid for it. We talked about it for a whole year. I made it very clear that no matter what other trips we would take with family, this trip on me was for me and her only, and it was to connect. Made it very clear. 365. We come back around to it actually happening, and I decided to go ahead and reach for the carrot. You sure? Yes, I booked it, paid for it. The moment I did that, she already was ready to fuck it up. Now I'm gonna have Nani come because Nani went through something with her boyfriend. I'm sorry she went through whatever she went through for the third fucking time, but that has nothing to do with this trip. But again, I was willing to take part of myself and put it here again. And I said, okay. What ended up happening is everything I planned for me and her, she shifted half of the trip to suit her, to suit them. That pissed me off because here we go. I'm about to be taken for a fool. I'm not going to get the actual carrot that I actually wanted, which is to connect with her deeply. Here we go. Couldn't even focus on my workout. I called my cousin. She was like, look, I get it. This trip was supposed to be for you and her. Just express how you feel. Just tell her, be honest with her about how you feel. Okay, this trip was something very special to you, for you both. Cool. Called her, said, listen, I know I said okay, but I'm not okay with it. I do want this trip for me and you. If this is not something that you're able or willing to accommodate right now, either rebook it, I'll cancel it, whatever. That turned into a shit show. I didn't know whether or not she texted my sister, so I texted my sister too, letting her know that no matter what she's about to hear, this whole thing had nothing to do with her in the first place, that my mom threw her in. Okay? This trip was supposed to be for me and her. It's not personal to anyone. I just want the fucking carrot I've always wanted since I was a kid. This has to do with the connection I was seeking with my mom from my mom. Okay? She took that the wrong way. That's her. Okay? She took it personal and began to be very ghetto and disrespectful. So I had to block her too. But she's not the main culprit here. Then my mom starts texting me this really long thing, making it all about my sister, making it all about how she feels and what she was going through. And I said, I don't know how this all turned into anything with her. I kept saying it 1,000 times. And I have receipts. I said it 1,000 times that this has nothing to do with my sister. This has nothing to do with anybody. This trip was just for me and you. And I literally wrote it in caps sometimes because she wasn't seeing it because she didn't want to. Just us two. This was about just us. All the tactics, the manipulation, the character assassinations, that manipulation didn't work, so we're gonna try this way, although it completely contradicts what I just said here. Like, she tried all her usual tactics, didn't work, because I just kept saying the same thing. This is just about us. No matter what you say, this is just about us, and I wanted to connect with you. Then belittling. Then more character assassination. And then finally flat out disrespect. I got to the point where I was finally like, you know what? When does how I feel come into play? When does it matter at all here, what's going on here, of the person who actually planned this with you and wanted to be with you and hang out with you? When does that come into play of how your behavior right now is impacting me and how I feel? Like, I love my sister, no disrespect, but fuck that. That has nothing to do with her because she had nothing to do with this trip in the first place. Love her. She could have stayed home. This has to do with me and you, not her. My mom tried to make it all about my sister, to use her to guilt trip me into bringing her onto the trip and paying for her too. Although my sister did say, I have my own money, I don't need you to pay for me. This comes from the mouth of someone who has no idea how much Disney actually costs. Okay. Disney's not a corner store. It's really expensive. I would have ended up paying for her, especially with the plans that my mom went ahead and started making with all of us three in scenarios where I know she cannot afford half of those things because I know how much these things cost. So it was a ploy to get what she wants out of this, and they ride off into the